Good morning. Thank you, everyone. It is a wonderful day. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this good day that you have made. Thank you for all of the grace you pour into our lives moment by moment. Thank you for all of the effort that all these students have put in to learn wonderful things and to share them with us today. Pray that you would give them confidence and boldness and peace as they come and share with us. In Jesus' name, amen. You may have a seat. Thank you. Welcome to Speech Meet. A very old man, well, he used to be young, but long ago there was a man who said that rhetoric, all it is about a good man speaking well. Right? You had to not only say things that were good and true and beautiful, but also you had to have the character in order to say those and share those. And here at Agape Christi, you may have heard about grammar, logic, and rhetoric, some of the liberal arts. We are a classical Christian school, and rhetoric is important to us, not only for our high schoolers as they're in a rhetoric class, but also all the way down as we're practicing these rhetorical arts, being able to remember things and to share them in a way that impacts people for the glory of God. And so this is part of that. We welcome you into this process. We have selected many poems and passages and wonderful things that students are going to share with you this morning, and we hope that you are blessed. A special thanks to our judging panel this morning. They are here not to condemn, but to lift you up and to think about, all right, as we're growing year by year, what are some things that we can work on? So students, you'll get some feedback on this as we grow to get better and better each year, as is our goal. And so thank you, judges, for taking time out of your day to help us with that. As we go through this morning, these students have put a lot of work in preparation. So as an audience, let's honor them and bless them. So if you have electric devices, go ahead and make sure those are on silent. If you need to step out and take a call, please do so. If you have little ones that the performance is a little bit long for their attention spans, we do have a live feed in the lobby, so please step out earlier than later if that is a help to you, so that we're not distracting to the students here who have put in so much time and effort. As we go through the morning, there will be a couple of times for intermission. We'll have a stretch break after one of the grades so that we can dismiss the younger ones, and then we'll have a little bit longer restroom break further in, and then we'll all rejoice at the end of our time together and all of the wonderful things shared this morning. All right. Once again, thank you to all our guests for coming today, and for those that are watching online, we welcome you. I'm going to welcome our kindergarten class up, Mrs. Hitterdahl and students. As we enter our individual portion, students will be on deck and they'll be coming up. It is okay to recognize them when they complete their presentation. Parents, if you would like a little bit closer spot to watch your child and you want to slip down during one of the transition points, feel free. There's some row here behind the judges panel. I just wanted to make sure that was known to you and available. Thank you.
The Man on the Moon, by author unknown. The man on the moon, as he sails the sky, is a very remarkable skipper. But he made a mistake when he tried to take a drink of milk from the dipper. He dipped right out of the Milky Way and slowly and carefully filled it. The big bear growled and the little bear howled and frightened him so that he spilled it. My Friend by Layla Berkey. Before I go to bed at night, I like to kneel and pray. And it is very nice to know that God hears what I say. I always tell him, "Thank you, God, for all your gifts to me." I like to tell him everything, for he's my friend, you see. I never need to be afraid, for God is always near. I always try to please my friend, and then I'll never fear. Little Talk by Aileen Fisher. Don't you think it's probable that beetle, bugs, and bees talk about a lot of things? You know such things as these. The kind of weather where they live in jungles tall with grass, and earthquakes in their villages whenever people pass. Of course, we'll never know what bugs talk very much at all, because our ears are far too big for talk that is so small.
sin. The morns are meeker than they were, the nuts are getting brown. The berries pleak is plumper, the rose is out of town. The maple wears a gayer scarf, the field a scarlet gown. Lest I should be old-fashioned, I put a trinket on.
The Little Turtle by Vasha Lindsay. There was a little turtle. He lived in a box. He swam in the puddles. He climbed on the rocks. He snapped at a mosquito. He snapped at a flea. He snapped at a minnow, and he snapped at me. He caught the mosquito. He caught the flea. He caught the minnow, but he didn't catch me.
Trees by Joyce Kilmer. I think I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast, a tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray, a tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose bosom snow is lain, who intimately lives with rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree.
Tomorrow by Dorothy Brown Thompson. Tomorrow I'm to get a gift, so near to Christmas too. This gift is always fresh and bright, yet lasts a whole year through. It's made in sections, and each day I open one brand new. Tomorrow I'll begin it. How exciting it will be. 365 times a fresh surprise I'll see. Tomorrow I'm to get a gift, a whole new year for me.
Richards. Once there was an elephant who tried to use the telephone. No, I mean the elephone who tried to use the telephone. Dear me, I'm not certain quite that even now I've got it right. However, it was. He got his trunky tangled in the telephone. The more he tried to get it free, the louder buzzed the telephone. I fear I better drop the song of Ella Fop until I found.
Have you ever seen author unknown? Have you ever seen a sheet on a riverbed? Or a single hair from a hammer's head? Has the foot of a mountain any toes? And is there a pair of garden hose? Does the needle ever wink its eye? Why doesn't the wing of a building fly? Can you tickle the ribs of a parasol? Or open the trunk of a tree at all? Does the rake ever bite? Are the teeth of a rake ever gonna bite? Have the hands of a clock any left or right? Can a garden's plot be deep and dark? And what is the sound of a birch's bark?
What is Pink by Christina Rossetti? What is pink? A rose is pink by the fountain's brink. What is red? A poppy's red in its barley bed. What is blue? The sky is blue where the clouds flow through. What is white? A swan is white sailing through the light. What is yellow? A pear is yellow, rich, ripe, and mellow. What is green? The grass is green with small flowers between. What is violet? Clouds are violet in the summer twilight. What is orange? Why an orange? Just an orange.
We're going to let our kindergarten class head on their way. Thank you, kindergarten. Well done. And then we'll resume.
Trees by Sarah Coleridge. The oak is called the king of trees. The aspen quivers in the breeze. The poplar grows up straight and tall. The pear tree spreads along the wall. The sycamore gives pleasant shade. The willow droops in ruddy glade. The fir tree useful timber gives. The beech amid the forest lives. Is the Moon Tired by Christina Rossetti. Is the moon tired? She looks so pale. Within her misty veil, she scales the sky from east to west and takes no rest. Before the coming of the night, the moon shows papery white. Before the dawning of the day, she fades away. Caterpillar by Christina Rossetti. Brown and furry, caterpillar in a hurry. Take your walk to the shady leafer stalk, or what not, which may be the chosen spot. No toad spy you, hovering bird of praise pass by you. Spin and die to live again, a butterfly.
Best of All by Anonymous. I love the sweet wildflowers that bloom within the woodland way. I love the little birds that sing and carol at their play. I love the brook
the babbling brook, the trees so strong and tall. But my dear Lord who loveth me, I love him best of all.
Guy and the Soldier by Anonymous. Guy and the soldier, all men adore, in time of trouble and no more. From war is over, and all things righted, God is neglected, the old soldier said.
The Zoo by William Makepeace Thackeray. First I saw the white bear, then I saw the black, then I saw the camel with a hump upon his back, then I saw the gray wolf, mutton in his maw, then I saw the wombat waddling in the straw. Then I saw the elephant waving of his trunk. Then I saw the monkeys. Mercy, how unpleasantly they smell.
Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change in mood and saved some part of a day I had rued.
A Book by Adelaide Love. A book, I think, is very like a little golden door that takes me into places where I've never been before. It leads me into fairylands or countries strange and far. And best of all, the golden door always stands ajar.
Clowns by Christina Rossetti. White sheep on a blue hill. When the wind stops, you all stand still. When the wind blows, you walk away slow. White sheep, where did you go? Whether the weather be fine, Anonymous. Whether the weather be fine, or whether the weather be not. Whether the weather be cold, or whether the weather be hot. Whether the weather, whatever the weather, whether you like it or not. Little Robin Redbreast by Anonymous. Little Robin Redbreast sat upon a tree. Up jumped Pussycat, down went he. Down came Pussycat, and away Robin ran. Says little Robin Redbreast, catch me if you can. Little Robin Redbreast hopped upon a wall. Pussycat jumped after him and almost got a fall. Little Robin chirped and sang, but what did Pussy say? Pussycat said, meow, and Robin flew away. At the Seaside by Robert Louis Stevenson. When I was down beside the sea, a wooden spade they gave to me to dig the sandy shore. My holes were empty like a cup. In every hole the sea came up, till it could come no more. Tit for Tat by Christopher Morley. I often pass a gracious tree whose name I can't identify, but still I bow in courtesy. It waves a bow in kind reply. I do not know your name, O tree. Are you a hemlock or a pine? But why should that embarrass me? Quite probably you don't know mine. Kind Hearts Are the Gardens by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Kind hearts are the gardens, kind thoughts are the roots, kind words are the flowers, kind deeds are the fruits. Take care of the gardens, keep them from weeds, fill them with flowers, kind words and kind deeds.
We're going to take a short stretch break now before we go into third grade. So stay where you are. We'll have a longer break after third. Let's work on finding our seats. We'll start to come back together, and then we'll hear from our third graders.
Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods are these? I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. These woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
Thinking by Walter D. Wintle. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you do not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. Wait. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but soon or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can.
The Shepherd's Song in the Valley of Humiliation from Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. He that is down needs fear no fall. He that is low no pride. He that is humble ever shall have God to be his guide. I am content with what I have, little be it or much. And Lord, contentment still I crave, because thou savest such. Fulfillment to such a burden is, that go on to pilgrimage. Here little and hereafter bliss is best from age to age.
The Owl by Alfred Lord Tennyson. When cats run home and light is come, and dew is cold upon the ground, and the far-off stream is dumb, and the whirling sail goes round, and the whirling sail goes round. Alone and warming his 5 wits, the white owl in the belfry sits. When merry milkmaid click the latch, and rarely smell the new-mown hay, and when the cock hath swung beneath the thatch, twice or thrice his roundelay, twice or thrice his roundelay. Alone and warming his 5 wits, the white owl in the belfry sits.
Who Taught the Birds by Jane Taylor. Who taught the bird to build her nest of softest wool and hay and moss? Who taught her how to weave it best and lay the tiny twigs across? Who taught the busy bee to fly among the sweetest herbs and flowers and lay her store of honey by, providing food for winter hours? Who taught the little ant the way, her narrow cell so well to bore, and through the pleasant summer day to gather up her winter store? 'Twas God who taught them all the way and gave the little creatures skill. He teaches children when they pray to know and do his heavenly will.
We Thank Thee by Ralph Waldo Emerson. For flowers that bloom about our feet, for tender grass, so fresh, so sweet, for song of bird and hum of bee, for all things fair we hear or see, Father in heaven, we thank Thee. For blue of stream and blue of sky, for pleasant shade of branches high, for fragrant air and cooling breeze, for beauty of the blooming trees. Father in heaven, we thank Thee. The Canary by Elizabeth Turner. Mary had a little bird with feathers bright and yellow, slender legs, upon my word, he was a pretty fellow. Sweetest notes he always sung, which much delighted Mary. Often where his cage was hung, she sat to hear canary. Crumbs of bread and dainty seeds she carried to him daily. Seeking for the early weeds, she decked his palace gaily. This my little readers learn, and every practice duly. Songs and smiles of love return to friends who love you truly.
Christmas Carol by G.K. Chesterton. The Christ child lay on Mary's lap. His hair was like a light. Oh, weary, weary were the world, but here's all right. The Christ child lay on Mary's breast. His hair was like a star. Oh, stern and cunning are the kings, but here the true hearts are. The Christ child lay on Mary's heart. His hair was like a fire. Oh, weary, weary is the world, but here's the world's desire. The Christ child stood on Mary's knee. His hair was like a crown, and all the flowers looked up at him, and all the stars looked down. Mortifying Mistake by Anna Maria Pratt. I studied my tables over and over, and backward and forward too, but I couldn't remember 6 times 9, and I didn't know what to do. So my sister told me to play with my doll and not to bother my head. If you call her 54 for a while, you'll learn it by heart, she said. So I took my favorite, Mary Ann, though I thought it 'twas a dreadful shame to give such a perfectly lovely child such a perfectly horrible name. And I called her my little 54 100 times till I knew the answers of 6 times 9 as well as the answers of 2 times 2. Next day, Elizabeth Wigglesworth, who always acted so proud, said 6 times 9 is 52, and I nearly laughed out loud. But I wished I hadn't when teacher said, "Now, Dorothy, tell if you can." For I thought of my doll, and sakes alive, I answered, "Mary Ann."
The Wind by Thomas Hardy. I saw you toss the kites on high and blow the birds about the sky, and all around I heard you pass like ladies' skirts across the grass. O wind a-blowing all day long, O wind that sings so loud a song. I saw the different things you did, but always you yourself you hid. I felt you push, I heard you call. I could not see yourself at all. O wind a-blowing all day long, O wind that sings so loud a song. O you that are so strong and cold, a blower, are you young or old? Are you a beast of field and tree, or just a stronger child than me? O wind a-blowing all day long, O wind that sings so loud a song.
The Bugle by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The splendors falls on castle walls, the snowy summits old in story. The long light shakes across the lakes, and the wild cataract leaps in glory. Blow, bugle, blow, set the wild echoes flying. Blow, bugle, answer, echoes dying, dying, dying. Oh, hark, oh, hear, how thin and clear. Thinner, clearer, farther going. How thin and far, from cliff and scar, the horns of Elfland faintly blowing. Blow, let us hear the purple glens reply. Blow, bugle, answer, echoes dying, dying, dying. O lovely die in yon rich sky, they faint on hill nor field the river. Our echoes roll soul to soul and grow forever and ever. Blow, bugle, blow, blow, bugle, blow, set the wild echoes flying, and answer, echoes, answer, dying, dying, dying.
From a Railway Carriage by Robert Louis Stevenson. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle, all through the meadows, the horses and cattle, all of the sights of the hill and the plain, fly as thick as driving rain, and ever again in the wink of an eye, painted stations whistled by. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles, all by himself, and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and here is a green for stringing the daisies. Here is a cart run away in the road, lumping along with man and load. And here is a mill, and there is a river, each a glimpse and gone forever. Little Things, author, unknown. A raindrop is a little thing. Many make the showers. Little moments flitting by make up all the hours. One little star at close of day faintly seems to twinkle, till at the length the shining host all the blue besprinkle. A smile is but a little thing to the happy giver, yet can leave a blessed calm on our life's rough river. Gentle words are never lost, however small their seeming. Sunny rays of love are they, o'er the pathway gleaming.
Someone by Walter D. Lamar.
Someone came knocking at my wee small door. Someone came knocking, I'm sure. I listened, I opened, I looked left to right, but not there was a stirring in the still, dark night. Only the busy beetle tapping on the wall. Only from the forest the screech owl's call. Only a cricket whistling while a few dewdrops fall. So I do not know who came knocking at all.
Don't Give Up by Phoebe Cary. If you've tried and have not won, never stop for trying. All that's good and great is done. Just be patient trying. Though young birds in flying fall, still their wings grow stronger, and the next time they can keep up a little longer. Though the sturdy oak has known many a wind that bowed her, she has risen and grown again, loftier and prouder. If by easy work you beat, who the more will prize you? Gaining victory from defeat, that's the test that tries you.
We're going to take a brief 5-minute intermission. Before you do, let me tell you, guests, grown-up guests, you're welcome to use the restrooms up here, just down the side hall. Students, head downstairs and use the restrooms there, and we'll be back here to hear from the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade classes. Thank you. Let's start working our way back to our seats. All right. We have our judges back. We have our fourth graders back. So we are going to get started here. We're going to take a deep breath. Let it out. As we continue.
Picture Books in Winter by Robert Louis Stevenson. Summer fading, winter comes. Frosty mornings, tingling thumbs. Winter robins, winter rooks in the picture storybooks. Water now has turned to stone, Nurse and I can walk upon. Still we find the flowing brooks in the picture storybooks. All the pretty things put by wait upon the children's eye. Sheep and shepherds, trees and rooks in the picture storybooks. We may see how all things are, seas and cities, near and far, and the flying fairies' looks in the picture storybooks. How am I to sing your praise? Happy chimney corner days, sitting safe in nursery nooks, reading picture storybooks.
Crossing the Bar by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Sunset, an evening star, and one clear call for me. May there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. But such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam. For though from out the bourne of time and place, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
The Tiger by William Blake. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night. What immortal hand or eye
could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distance, deeps or skies, burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder, and what art could twist the sinews of thine heart? And when thine heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp dares deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who make the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry?
No man is an island by John Donne. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of a continent. A part of the main, if a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less. As well as if a promontory were, as well as if a man or of thy friends, or of thine own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind. Therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee.
Sneezels by A. Miller. Christopher Robin had sneezels and measles. They bundled him into his bed. They gave him what goes with the cold in the nose and some more for the cold in the head. They wondered if sneezels could turn into measles, if measles could turn into mumps. They examined his chest for a rash and the rest of his body for swellings and lumps. They sent for some doctors in sneezes and measles to tell them what ought to be done. All sorts of conditions of famous physicians came hurrying around at a run. They all made a note of the state of his throat, and they asked if he suffered of thirst. All sorts of conditions of famous physicians came hurrying around at a run. They asked if the sneezels came after the weasels, or if the first sneezle came first. They said if you teasel a sneezle or weasel, a measle may easily go. But please the weasel or sneezle, the measle may easily go. They expanded the weasels for sneezels and weasels, and the matter of measles were new. They said if it freezels and drafts and breezels, that maybe even the thiesels may even ensue. Christopher Robin got up in the morning. The sneezels had vanished away. The look in his eye seemed to say to the sky, now how to amuse them today.
Fallen Lands by Robert Louis Stevenson. Up into a cherry tree, who should climb but little me? I held the trunk with both my hands and looked abroad in foreign lands. If I could find a higher I just restore it. Okay, Fallen Lands by Robert Louis Stevenson. Up into a cherry tree, who should climb but little me? I held the trunk with both my hands and looked abroad in foreign lands. I saw the next door garden lie, adorned with flowers before my eye, and many pleasant places more that I had never seen once more. I saw the dimpling river pass, and be the sky's blue looking-glass. The dusty roads go up and down, with people tramping into town. If I could find a higher tree, farther and farther I should see, to where the grown-up river slips into the sea among the ships, to where the road on either hand lead onward into fairyland, where all the children dine at 5 and all the playthings come alive.
The Lamb by William Blake. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Who gave thee life, bid thee feed by stream and o'er the mead? Who gave thee clothing of delight, softest clothing, woolly bright? Gave thee such a tender voice, making all the vales rejoice. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Little lamb, I'll tell thee. Little lamb, I'll tell thee. He is called by thy name, for he calls himself a lamb. He is meek and he is mild, and he became a little child. I a child, and thy a lamb. We are called by his name. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lamb, God bless thee.
Roads Go Ever On by J.R.R. Tolkien. Roads go ever, ever on, over rock and under tree, by caves where never sun has shone, by streams that never find the sea, over snow by winter sown, and through the merry flowers of June, over grass and over stone, and under mountains in the moon. Roads go ever, ever on, under cloud and under star, yet feet that wandering have gone, look at last to home afar. Eyes that fire and sword have seen, and horror in the halls of stone, look at last on meadows green, and trees and hills they long have known. The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road has gone, and I must follow if I can, pursuing it with eager feet, until it joins some larger way, where many paths and errands meet. The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road has gone, and I must follow if I can, pursuing it with weary feet, until it joins some larger way, where many paths and errands meet. And whither then? I cannot say.
The road goes ever on and on, out from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road has gone. Let others follow, if they can. Let them a journey new begin. But I at last, with weary feet, will turn towards the lighted inn, my evening rest and sleep to meet. Still round the corner there may wait a new road or secret gate. And though I oft have passed them by, a day will come at last when I shall take the hidden paths that run west of the moon, east of the sun.
Out in the fields with God, anonymous. The little cares that fretted me, I lost them yesterday. Among the fields above the sea, among the winds that play, among the lowing of the herds, the rustling of the trees, among the singing of the birds, the humming of the bees. The foolish fears of what might happen, I cast them all away. Among the clover-scented grass, among the new-mown hay, among the husking of the corn, where drowsy poppies nod, where ill-fussed die and new and good are born, out in the fields with God.
The Pulley by George Herbert. When God at first made man, having a glass of blessing standing by, let us, said he, pour on him all we can. Let the world's riches which despair lies contract into a span. So strength first made a way, then beauty flowed, then wisdom, honor, pleasure. When almost all was out, God made a stay, perceiving that alone of all his treasures rest in the bottom lay. For if I should, said he, bestow this jewel also on my creature, he would adore my gifts instead of me, and rest in nature, not the God of nature, so both should lose or be. Yet let him keep the rest, but keep the rest with repining restlessness. May toss him to my breast.
The Princess. The Splendor Falls on Castle Walls by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The splendor falls on castle walls and snowy summits old in story. The long light shakes across the lakes, and the wild cataract leaps in glory. Blow, bugle, blow, set the wild echoes flying. Blow, bugle, answer, echoes dying, dying, dying. Oh hark, oh hear, how thin and clear, and thinner, clear, farther going.
Oh, sweet and far from cliff and scar, the horns of elfin faintly blowing. Blow, let us hear the purple glens replying. Blow, bugle, answer, echoes dying, dying, dying. Oh, love, they die in yon rich sky, they faint on hill or field or river. Our echoes roll from soul to soul and grow forever and forever. Blow, bugle, blow, set the wild echoes flying, and answer, echoes answer, dying, dying, dying.
The Violet by Jane Taylor. Down in a green and shady bed, a modest violet grew. Its stalk was bent, it hung its head, as if to hide from view. And yet it was a lovely flower, its colors bright and fair. It might have graced a rosy bower, instead of hiding there. And yet it was content to bloom in modest tints arrayed, and there diffused its sweet perfume within the silent shade. And let me to the valley go, this pretty flower to see, that I may also learn to grow in sweet humility.
A Rainy Morning by Ted Kooser. A young woman in a wheelchair, wearing a black nylon poncho, spattered with rain, is pushing herself through the morning. You have seen how pianists sometimes bend forward to strike the keys, then lift their hands, draw back to rest, then lean again to strike, just as the chord fades. Such is the way this woman strikes at the wheels, then lifts her long white fingers, letting them float. Then bends again to strike, just as the chair slows, as if into a silence. So expertly she plays the chords of this difficult music she has mastered. Her wet face, beautiful in its concentration, while the wind turns the pages of rain.
A Glint by Ted Kooser. I watched a glint of morning sunlight climbing a thread of spider silk. In a gentle breeze, it shinnied up from the tip of a dewy stalk of grass to an overhanging branch, then disappearing into the leaves. But soon another followed, and then another, glint after glint, though they made no sound. What I could see was music, not melody, but one clear, shining note, plucked over and over, as if the sun was tuning the day, then handing it to me so I could be the one to play.
going to take a 30-second stretch break right where we are as we transition to 5th and 6th grades. All right, we'll start to settle back in here.
Strictly Germ-Proof by Arthur Giederman. The antiseptic baby and the prophylactic pup were playing in the garden when the bunny gambled up. They looked upon the creature with a loathing undisguised. It wasn't disinfected and it wasn't sterilized. They said it was a microbe and a hotbed of disease. They steamed it in a vapor of 1,000-odd degrees. They froze it in a freezer that was cold as banished hope, and washed it in permanganate with carbonated soap. In sulfurated hydrogen they steeped its wiggly ears. They trimmed its frisky whiskers with a pair of hard-boiled shears. They donned their rubber mittens and they took it by the hand, and elected it a member of the fumigated band. There's not a micrococcus in the garden where they play. They bathe in pure iodoform 12 times a day, and each imbibes his rations from a hygienic cup. The bunny and the baby and the prophylactic pup.
Psalm 23 and 24, King David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and those who dwell therein. For he has founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the rivers. Who shall ascend the hill of the Lord, and who shall stand in his holy place? Who has clean hands and a pure heart, who does not lift up his soul to what is false, and who does not swear deceitfully. He will receive blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. Such is the generation of those who seek him, who seek the face of the God of Jacob. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory might come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord, strong and mighty, the Lord, mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O gates, and lift them up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory might come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory.
Come Back to the Valley by J.R.R. Tolkien. The dragon is withered, his bones are now crumbled. His armor is shriveled, his splendor is humbled. Though swords shall be rusted, throne and crown perish, with strength men they trusted, and wealth they shall cherish. Grass is still growing, leaves are still sweening, the white waters flowing, and elves are yet singing. Come tra-la-la-lally, come back to the valley. The stars are far brighter than gems without measure. The moon is far wider than silver and treasure. The fire is more shining on earth in the gloaming than gold won by mining. So why go a-roaming? Oh, tra-la-la-lally, come back to the valley. Oh, where are you going, so late in returning? The river is flowing, the stars are all burning. Oh, wizard, so laden, so sad and so dreary, here, elf and elf maiden, now welcome the weary. With a tra-la-la-lally, come back to the valley. Tra-la-la-lally, fa-la-la-lally, fa-la.
The Carriage Black by Andrew Peterson. Lo beyond the river Blap, the carriage comes, the carriage black, by shadow steed with shadowed tack and shadowed driver driving. Child, pray the Maker let you sleep when comes the carriage down your street, lest all your dreams be dreams of teeth and carriages arriving, to rest you from your birth and bower in deepest night and darkest hour, across the sea to frozen tower where nagged and nameless pounds you. In castle throg across the span, a world away from kith and clan, you weep at how your woes began the night the shadows bound you. Away beyond the river Blap, the carriage came, the carriage black, by shadow steed with shadowed tack, the night the carriage found you.
Ecclesiastes 12, King Solomon. Remember also your Creator in the days of your youth, before the evil days come, and the years draw near, of which you will say, I have no pleasure in them. Before the sun and the light and the moon and the stars are darkened, and the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house tremble, and the strong men are bent, and the grinders cease, because they are few. And those who look through the windows are dimmed, and the doors on the street are shut, and the
Sound of the grinding is low, and one rises up at the sound of a bird, and all the daughters of song are brought low. They are afraid also of what is high, and terrors are in the way. The almond tree blossoms, and the grasshopper drags itself along, and desire fails, because man is going to his eternal home, and the mourners go about the streets. Before the silver cord is snapped, or the golden bowl is broken, or the pitcher shattered at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. And the dust returns to earth as it was, and the spirit returns to God who gave it. Vanity of vanity, says the preacher, all is vanity. Besides being wise, the preacher taught the people knowledge, weighing and studying, and arranging many proverbs with great care. The preacher sought to find words of delight, and uprightly he wrote words of truth. The words of the wise are like goads, and nails firmly fixed are the collected sayings. They are given by one shepherd. My son, beware of anything beyond these. Of making many books there is no end, and much study is the weariness of the flesh. At the end of the matter all has been heard. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every deed into judgment, with every secret thing, whether good or evil.
Death, be not proud, by John Donne. Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom thou think'st thou dost overthrow, die not, poor death, nor yet canst thou kill me. From rest and from sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure than from thee, much more must flow. And soonest our best men with thee did go, rest of their bones and soul's delivery. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and dost with poison, war, and sickness dwell. And poppy or charms could make us sleep as well, and better than thy stroke. Why swell'st thou then? One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die.
The Snail by William Cooper. To grass or leaf or fruit or wall, the snail sticks close nor mere stupor, as if he grew there, housing all together. Within the house secure he hides, in danger and enemy tides, of storm rather for me its mother. Goodbye his words, the slightest touch, his self-collecting power such, he shrinks into his house with much displeasure. Where he dwells, He dwells alone. He steps himself. He chattels none. Well satisfied to be his own whole treasure. The servant like the life he leads, friend of his banquet eats, and if he meets one, only feeds the faster. Who seeks him must be worse than blind. He and his house are so combined, and finding it, he fails to find its master.
God Moves in a Mysterious Way by William Cowper. God moves in a mysterious way, his wonders to perform. He plants his footsteps in the sea and rides upon the storm. Great and unfathomable minds of never-failing skill, he treasures up his bright designs and works his sovereign will. Ye fearful saints, fresh courage take. The clouds ye so much dread are full of mercy and shall break in blessings on your head. Judge not the Lord by feeble sense, but trust him for his grace. Behind a frowning providence, he hides a smiling face. His purposes will ripen fast, unfolding every hour. The bud may have a bitter taste, but sweet will be the flower. Blind unbelief is sure to err and scan his work in vain, for God is his own interpreter, and he will make it plain.
Jerusalem by William Blake. And did those feet in ancient time walk upon England's mountains green? And was the holy Lamb of God in England's pleasant pasture seen? And did the countenance divine shine forth upon our cloud hills? And was Jerusalem built here among these dark satanic mills? Bring me my bow of burning gold, bring me my arrows of desire, bring me my spear, O clouds unfold, bring me my chariot of fire. I will not cease from mental fight, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand, till we have built Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land.
How the Camel Got His Hump by Rudyard Kipling. The camel's hump is an ugly lump, which well you may see at the zoo. But uglier yet is the hump we get from having too little to do. Kiddies and grown-ups too, if we haven't enough to do. We all get the hump, Camellia's hump, the hump that is black and blue. We climb out of bed with a frowsly head and a snarly, yarly voice, and we shiver and scowl, and we grunt and we growl at our bath and our boots and our toys. And there ought to be a corner for me, and I know there is one for you, when we get the hump, Camellia's hump, the hump that is black and blue. The cure for this ail is not to sit still or frowst with a book by the fire, but to take a large hoe and a shovel also,
and dig till you gently perspire. And then you will find that the sun and the wind and the djinn of the garden, too, have lifted the hump, the horrible hump, the hump that is black and blue. I get it as often as you, if I haven't enough to do. We all get the hump, Camellia's hump, kiddies and grown-ups, too.
Over the Misty Mountains Cold by J.R.R. Tolkien. Far over the misty mountains cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old, we must away ere break of day, to seek the pale enchanted gold. The dwarves of yore made mighty spells, while hammers fell like ringing bells, to places deep where dark things sleep, and hollow halls beneath the fells. For ancient king and elvish lord, there many a gleaming golden hoard, they shaped and wrought, and light they caught, to hide in gems on hilts of sword. On silver necklaces they strung, the flowering stars on crowns they hung, the dragon fire and twisted wire. They meshed the light of moon and sun. Far over the misty mountains cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old, we must away ere break of day, to claim the long-forgotten gold. Goblets they carved for themselves, and harps of gold where no man delves. There lay they long, and many a song was sung unheard by men or elves. The pines were roaring on the height, the winds were moaning in the night. The fire was red, its flaming spread, the trees like torches blazed with light. The bells were ringing in the dale, and men looked up with faces pale. The dragon's ire, more fierce than fire, laid low their towers and houses frail. The mountains smoked beneath the moon. The dwarves, they heard their tramp of doom. They fled their hall to dying fall, beneath his feet, beneath the moon. Far over the misty mountains grim, to dungeons deep and caverns dim, we must away ere break of day, to claim, to win our harps and gold from him.
The Donkey by G.K. Chesterton. When fishes flew and forests walked, and figs grew upon thorn, some moment when the moon was blood, then surely I was born. With monstrous head and sickening cry, and ears like errant wings, the devil's walking parody on all four-footed things. The tattered outlaw of the earth, of ancient crooked will, starved, scourged, deride me. I am dumb, I keep my secret still. Fools, for I also had my hour, one far fierce hour and sweet. There was a shell about my ears, and palms before my feet.
Dorino's Ballad from Secret of the Swamp King by Jonathan Roberts. The scrape was fresh upon the tree, the musk was on the air, and Mungo said, "Boys, follow me, let's get ourselves a bear." We tracked him through the bottomland, we knowed he wasn't long. We heard him racketing through the cane, and Mungo egged us on. "Give him chase, boys, give him chase. Don't let Bruin win the race. Through the thickets, through the brakes. Give him chase, boys, give him chase." He led us where the bamboo spears grow dense and denser densest. We caught up where the canebrake clears and where the creek commences. Old Bruin rared and slashed around. He gave a roar like thunder. We was all ready to lay it down, but Mungo was a wonder. "Give him chase, boys, give him chase. Don't let Bruin win the race. Through the thickets, through the brakes. Give him chase, boys, give him chase." There weren't no fear in Mungo's eye. The Fiji were a bolden. He only stood about waist high to the bear, and yet he told him, "I want your hide, you ugly bear, a necklace from your claws, a pot of grease to slick my hair, and steaks for one and all. Give him chase, boys, give him chase. Don't let Bruin win the race. Through the thickets, through the brakes. Give him chase, boys, give him chase." Mungo raised his spear behind his ear and hollered out, "Let fly!" Our points ran thick upon the bear like hailstones from the sky. But don't you cry for that, old bear. Spears don't break his stride. Half he swatted from the air, the rest bounced off his hide. Give him chase, boys, give him chase. Don't let Bruin win the race. Through the thickets, through the brakes. Give him chase, boys, give him chase. Then Mungo charged, they did collide, and here commenced the drama. Old Bruin stretched his big arms wide and hugged him like a mama. The bear mashed Mungo good and thin and rearranged his stuffin'. His eyes bulged out, his chest caved in, this hug weren't none too lovin'. Give him chase, boys, give him chase. Don't let Bruin win the race. Through the thickets, through the brakes. Give him chase, boys, give him chase. Mungo managed to free a thumb and poked old Bruin's eye. The bear let go to rub it some, and Mungo slipped on by. He clumb up Bruin's brawny rear and hugged his hairy neck. Bru bucked and reared and spun and veered, but Mungo wouldn't shake. The bear tore out across the swamp with Mungo in a clench. The last we saw was Bruin's rump, and they ain't been back since. Give him chase, boys, give him chase. Don't let Bruin win the race. Through the thickets, through the brakes. Give him chase, boys, give him chase.
The Legend of the Sunken Mountains by Andrew Peterson. Come forth from sunken mountain calls the sundered summer moon. The Iri's fallen dragon king hath groaned his grievous tune. The halls that rose in cloudiest deeps now lie beneath the waves, and Jurgen's fallen kingdom sleeps in bouldered ocean graves. King Jurgen's son, the dragon fair, met Omer, son of Dwayne. And so the knight and Jurgen's heir did battle in the rain. And lo, the dragon wounded lay from Omer's mortal blow. The knight in grief did haste away to save his mortal foe. And Omer, bent with sorrow, bowed in Jurgen's mountain hall, and told the ancient dragon how his only heir did fall. So Jurgen, mighty dragon king, atop his mountain keep, asunder tore the glistening and rocky mountain steep. He summoned every dragon for to burrow through the ground, and to find at last the fabled ore that made the main sound. But Jurgen's heir was cold and killed and buried in the mount, and dragons tunneled deeper still below the ocean fount. And then at last, with thunderous din, the misty mountain climbs, collapse upon the beasts within the darkness of the mines. From ocean then did Jurgen rise to seek his dying son, but where his mountain once arrayed, a half-moon golden hung. His dragon kingdom moldered, his dragon scion slain. King Jurgen's sorrow smoldered, and he sank away again. The halls that rose in cloudy, the halls that towered in cloudy steeps now lie beneath the waves, and Jurgen's fallen kingdom sleeps in murky ocean graves. The summer dusk has split in twain the gilded summer moon, and all who come again shall hear the dragon's lonesome tune.
The Unknown Soldier by Billy Rose. There is a graveyard near the White House where the unknown soldier lies, and the flowers there are sprinkled with the tears from mothers' eyes. I stood there not so long ago with roses for the brave, when suddenly I heard a voice speak from out the grave. I am the unknown soldier, the spirit voice began, and I think I had the right to ask some questions, man to man. Are my buddies taken care of? Was their victory so sweet? Is that big reward you offered, selling pencils on the street? Did they really win the freedom they battled to achieve? Do you still respect that croix de guerre above the empty sleeve? Does the gold star in the window not mean anything at all? I wonder how my old girl feels when she hears a bugle call. And that baby who sang, "Hello Central, give me no man's land," can they replace her daddy with a military band? I wonder if the profiteers have satisfied their greed. I wonder if a soldier's mother ever is in need. I wonder if the kings who planned it all are really satisfied. They played their game of checkers, and 11 million died. I am the unknown soldier, and maybe I died in vain. But if I were alive and my country called, I'd do it all over again.
O Captain, My Captain, by Walt Whitman. O Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every wreck. The prize we sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people all exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. But oh heart, 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 oh the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen, cold, and dead. O Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills, for you bouquets and ribboned wreaths, for you the shores a-crowding, for you they call, the swaying mass, their eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head. It is some dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My captain does not answer. His lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm. he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored, safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip, the victor ship comes in with object won. Exalt, O shores, and ring, O bells! But I, with mournful tread, walk the deck my captain lies, fallen, cold, and dead.
The World is Whispering by Andrew Peterson. The world is whispering. Listen, child. The world is telling a tale. When seafoam froths in the waters wild, or the fendril flies in the gale. When the sky is mad with the swirling storm, and thunder shakes the hall. Child, keep watch for the passing form of the one who made it all. Listen, child, to the hallish wind, to the hush of heather down, to the voice of the brook at the stony bend, and the bells of Risentown. The dark of the heart is a darkness deep, and the sweep of the night is wide. And the pain of the heart as the people weep is an overwhelming tide. And yet, when the tide runs low, as the tide will always do, and the heavy sky where the bellows blow is bright at last and blue. And the sun ascends in the quiet morn, and sorrow sinks away, when the veil of death and dark is torn asunder by the day. Then the light of love is the flame of spring, and the flow of the river strong, and the hope of the heart as the people sing is an everlasting song. The winter is whispering, green and gold, and the heart is whispering too. It's a story the Maker has always told, and the story, my child, is true.
Under the Mountain by J.R.R. Tolkien. Under the mountain, dark and tall, the king has come into his hall. His foe is dead, the worm of dread, and ever so our foe shall fall. The sword is sharp, the spear is long, the arrow swift, the gate is strong. The heart is bold that looks on gold, the dwarfs no more shall suffer on. The dwarfs of yore made mighty spells, while hammers fell like ringing bells, in places deep where dark things sleep, in hollow halls beneath the fells. On silver necklaces lay strung, the light of stars on crowns lay hung. The dragon fire from twisted wire, the melody of harps they rung. The mountain throne once more is freed. O wandering folk, the summons heed. Come haste, across the waste. The king of friend and king has need. Now call we over mountains cold. Come here back to the caverns old. Here at the gates the king awaits. His hands are rich with gems and gold. The king has come into his hall, under the mountain dark and tall. The worm of dread is slain and dead, and ever so our foes shall fall.
Buttercups and Daisies by Mary Howitt. Buttercups and daisies, oh, the pretty flowers, coming ere the springtime to tell of sunny hours. While the trees are leafless, while the fields are bare, buttercups and daisies spring up here and there, ere the snowdrop peepeth, ere the crocus bold, ere the early primrose opes its paly gold. Somewhere on a sunny bank, buttercups are bright. Somewhere among the frozen grass peeps the daisy white. Little hardy flowers, like to children poor, playing in their sturdy health by their mother's door. Purple with the north wind, yet alert and bold, fearing not and caring not, though they be a cold. What to them is weather? What are stormy showers? Buttercups and daisies are these human flowers. He who gave them hardship and a life of care gave them likewise hardy strength and patient hearts to bear. Welcome, yellow buttercups, welcome, daisies white. Ye are in my spirit, visioned a delight, coming ere the springtime of sunny hours to tell, speaking of our hearts to him who doeth all things well. There is an inn, a merry old inn, by J.R.R. Tolkien. There is an inn, a merry old inn, beneath an old grey hill, and there they brew a beer so brown that the man in the moon himself came down one night to drink his fill. The ostler has a tipsy cat that plays a five-string fiddle, and up and down he runs his bow, now squeaking high, now purring low, now sawing in the middle. The landlord keeps a little dog that is mighty fond of jokes. When there's good cheer among the guests, he cocks an ear at all the jests and laughs until he chokes. They also keep a horned cow, as proud as any queen, but music turns her head like ale and makes her wave her tufted tail and dance upon the green. And oh, the rows of silver dishes and the store of the silver spoons. For Sunday there's a special pair, and these they polish up with care on Saturday afternoons. The man in the moon was drinking deep when the cat began to wail, and a dish and a spoon on the table danced, and the cow in the garden madly pranced, and the little dog chased his tail. The man in the moon took another mug, then rolled beneath his chair, and there he dozed and dreamed of ale, till in the sky the stars were pale, and dawn was in the air. And the ostler said to his tipsy cat, the white horses of the moon, they neigh and champ their silvery bits, but their master's been and drowned his wits, and the sun'll be rising soon. So the cat on his fiddle played hey diddle diddle, a jig that would wake the dead. He squeaked and he sawed and quickened the tune, while the landlord shook the man in the moon. It's after 3, he said. They rolled the man slowly up the hill and bundled him into the moon. Well, his horses galloped up in the rear, and the cow came capering like a deer, and the dish ran up with the spoon. Now quicker the fiddle went diddle-dum-diddle, the dog began to roar, and the cow and the horses stood on their heads, and the guests all bounded from their beds and danced upon the floor. With a ping and a pong the fiddle strings broke, the cow jumped over the moon, and the little dog laughed to see such fun, and the Saturday dish went off at a run with the silver Sunday spoon. The round moon rolled behind the hill as the sun raised up her head. She hardly believed her fiery eyes, for though it was day, to her surprise, they all went back to bed.
Poem of Life by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. But the heart of the young man said to the psalmist, "Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Life is real and life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust returnest, was not spoken of the soul. Not enjoyment and not sorrow is our destined end or way, but to act that each tomorrow find us farther than today. Art is long and time is fleeting, and our hearts, though stout and brave, still like muffled drums are beating funeral marches to the grave. In the world's broad field of battle, in the bivouac of life, be not like dumb, driven cattle, be a hero in the strife. Trust no future, howe'er pleasant, let the dead past bury its dead. Act in the living present, heart within and God o'erhead. Lives of great men all remind us, we can make our lives sublime, and departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. Footprints that perhaps another, sailing o'er life's solemn main, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother, seeing shall take heart again. Let us then be up and doing, with a heart for any fate, still achieving, still pursuing, learn to labor and to wait."
Let's recognize once more all of our students this morning. Well done. Students, take a big sigh. Well done. And again, a thank you to Mr. Stabley, Mrs. Bixby, Mr. Downs, and Mr. Choi, who helped us out this morning. And we have some time to celebrate. So we have some donut holes in the atrium. We are going to dismiss class by class so that we go in an orderly way. And guests, you're welcome to go whenever or accompany the student that you're here to visit. So thank you again for joining us today. We're going to start with our third grade class. Go ahead and make your way out to the atrium. Parents and grandparents, please follow along. Then we'll go ahead and have fourth grade settle in right after the third grade. Go ahead, fourth grade.